Welcome back to Archero 2, guys, and today we are doing something, well, not special, but something that you guys really want. We are going through those floors 246 to 250, the boss level in the Sky Tower, which is extremely annoying. I know a lot of you guys are stuck here. I was stuck here, well, even right now, but I think we can beat it right now. So that's my equipment. I'm a bit over leveled for that because I wanted to make it on video, so I had to delay it for a while. Let's do a couple more upgrades, a lot of combat power. I think it will be easier like that, but I'll cover the mechanics for the bosses as well, so you will have easier time fighting them. The build I'm going to use will be focused mostly on the ranged build, because the ranged build is what you need for the Scythe build, because those guys are painful, so you want to stay at range and avoid the projectiles. So yeah, anything we can get for main weapon damage and all that stuff. I've managed to get my hands on Arrow of Echoes, which helps a lot, and having Revive Rune helps a lot as well in order to have a chance of revival, so that's pretty cool. We also use the arrow rain, and the rest of the stuff is based for the circle build. I think for this run, going for the strike build is better. Because circle is nice, but you will most likely have issues with circles. So I would like to exchange it for something else. Let's actually do that. I won't go with the circles because circles, they won't work for this run. I want to stay as far away as possible. I have the Flame Nox Touch though, that will increase fire damage. That might actually help us as well. So we'll go with that, with the Sword of Time. So we'll have some auto strikes from time to time. And this healing sprite is actually pretty good. It heals us a little bit, so that will give us some recovery by default. That's what I want to use. For the enhancement runes, I think we don't need this one now, and we don't need this one. I'd like to get a Dragonflight Sword, to get the Dragon Strike. This is good for the strike build. And there are plenty of options for the sprites that I have, but I would like to get something for the flame. So something like Flame Nox. That will increase fire damage even more, and we can use it to properly decimate the enemies. So we will lose a bit of our combat power over here, but I think it will be a better option. So yeah, let's give it a go. So yeah, let's go. I will try to show you the best attempts at the bosses, so you will get the strat knowledge. But yeah, there will be like 5 bosses, those guys, and the worst one is Skythe boss, to be honest. But the rest of them, they're dangerous as well. They do a lot of damage, and you might have issues with that. So let's go. The first boss and the first talents, we really would like to get something like maybe Ice Spike Sprite in order to get automatic damage. So things that will not require you to stand still, that will work. And you will want to stay away from the enemies as far as possible. For the flower, we'll throw those pools of crap on the ground, and it's normal attacks. They are bouncy as hell, so you would like to avoid them at all costs. Staying in the corner usually helps, because it rarely gets there. If you are close to the edge of the map, the poodle attacks, they will be out of the reach of the area, and they might not leave the poodle behind. So that's a good strategy. This one is pretty easy though. I took 0 damage. Multi-shot is good, but I'll take attack power that will boost like all my damage. I think it's better. All right, and here we will get a flame sprite right now, so we'll take some passive damage. That's not what you usually take, but in most fights you will be moving too much. For this mage, it shoots a projectile, and when it shoots it kind of shoots arrows from all the sides, and your best bet is to stay as far away as possible. That will allow you to take it out while it can't do anything to you, and you will have more time to avoid the projectiles. Try to go like in perpendicular way, so you will have time to avoid from both initial spot projectiles and the new one. It takes some time to get used to, and needs specific type of focus where you don't really look at where it appears, but you gotta take into account the initial placement, because that's what usually gets you. Ooh, the beam. The beam is good, but we will need to charge it, which is not an option in most fights, so I don't recommend getting any charging options over here. That will be way harder to pull off, so we'll get this one. It's not the best option, but that's what we get. Farther distance, increased damage. I think we'll go for this one. We won't be close to the bosses anyway, so that should help us a bit. This is a Scythe boss, I think. Yeah, Scythe is here. Scythe. I'm sorry, I think it's Scythe. So what do you want for this boss? You want to stay as far away as possible and close to the wall. That will allow you to avoid those projectiles easier, and you will still do damage to the boss. Depending on your damage, it might last longer or less long, but as you can see, like staying in the corner usually is the best option because it can't hit there. They will bounce around, and you will need only to avoid the big Scythe over here, which is like easy. It just can't hit the corner most of the time, and there we go. We managed to beat it without taking any damage. This is second try, by the way. On the first try, I was decimated completely. We will get double summon sword strikes right now, since I'm trying to make the build for this fight not to shoot because we will have to move around anyway. Fairy's Breath for attack speed. Vampiric Orbs is nice as well if the enemies gets close, but probably they won't, so let's get the attack speed. That might help us to deal more damage. What do we have here? I think it's called Basilisk. I have no idea. It's found a small guy. The small guy uses the Flame Breath, which is annoying. Afterwards, another attack is when this thing just jumping around or shooting the projectiles. It's pretty straightforward, but I think it has the attack that's really annoying. When it's jumping towards you, you really would like to run away. And you really would like to take out the small guy, because if you will get too many ads on the screen, they will just decimate you. The cool thing that projectiles, I think they don't split. Do they? They don't. So it's easy to avoid. It's pretty simple. The problem is sometimes it jumps a bit too much, and you can do decent damage. But since we decided to focus on the build that doesn't require us to stand still, we can still do pretty decent damage while staying out of the enemy's reach. The problem is you really would like to keep moving away from it, so it won't catch you with those jumps. It's pretty fast, and it can do decent, well, pretty crazy amount of damage really fast. So my movement speed already is on par with its jumping speed. So yeah, also the Flame Breath of the ad is really powerful, so we really would like to avoid that. There we go, the boss is dead. First try. Every goddamn boss, that's crazy. And wow, this is hard. Soul of Swiftness is really good for evasion and attack speed, which is fantastic, but Flame Effects Greatly Enhanced is really good for the damage. It's OP, at least right now. Flame Damage Amplifier Super Blaze is a no. You will see, the enemies will melt. I'll take this one, and you will see how fast this boss will die. Circling Lightning Orbs, let's get the movement speed right now, so we will have easier time avoiding the enemy. What do we have here? The Bell guy. Okay, this guy is weird, and as you can see, it's burning pretty fast right now. And instead of summoning the ads, it's summoning the fireballs that are being like throwing ads in all the directions. So your goal, since you don't need to aim at the enemy, is to stay away from those circles. And kind of, you know how the projectiles have been split, so you would like to be in the place where they won't hit you. Pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say it's easy. Sometimes it's pretty messed up. And I think it get only 2 attacks. This one, it also jumps at me sometimes. But some why it doesn't want to show them right now. There is a sort of ultimate attack, or I don't remember. I fought these guys multiple times here and in other areas. Maybe it has limited attacks here, because those are easy to avoid. There is another one where it kind of charges at you, which is painful, but I think it will die beforehand. Yeah. So, the thing is, we won. And as you can see, it was the first try, very easy. And I will tell you why, because we got that Frost attack. Frost attack is interrupting enemy attack patterns, and they skip attack, and that will allow you to get more time to avoid enemy attacks and do more damage while the enemy is frozen. So that's why I would strongly recommend getting something with the Frost and the ranged Frost. And the sprites are really good for this build as well, as you can see. So maybe for the runes you might want to get a sprite build. This one, Healing Sprite, is a no-brainer. If you get hit, it will heal you pretty well. You can actually add up additional fire chance for the sprite. You can get the sprite damage for extra sprite, so depends. I was planning to go with the swords and the normal attacks, but as you've seen, we moved quite a lot, and the normal attacks didn't really help us out that much. Up to you. Let me know what kind of strategy do you use for those kind of boss stages. They are really horrible and hard, but now we can finally progress the chapters again. So that was important moment about that floor, that it allows you to go deeper into the chapters, which is really nice. But it's only 2 chapters, it's not that much. So here we need to clear floor 300, really. So yeah, that's my recommendation for this kind of fight. Maybe you might want to replace the arrow stuff with the sprite stuff. The problem is you will need to get lucky with the skills. I got lucky that I managed to get 3 sprites. You might not get lucky and have to use the bow. So yeah, I really like Sword of Time because it will automatically summon the sword strike. I really like the Flame Nox touch because it ignites a random monster every 2 seconds, and it's a boss all the time, and the fire deals crazy amount of damage, especially with the upgrade of the fire, with the blaze upgrade, and we get extra fire damage from this source. So I think this is a way to go, sort of. You can craft the build yourself for your personal needs, depending on the runes and the playstyle you have, but I think like for those waves, it's better to go for the build which doesn't require you to stand still. That's what works for me. And I took 0 damage basically, which is surprising, because the first try I got killed on the Sith boss. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's how you beat floor 250 on the Sky Tower. Let me know what's your strategy for this one and how are you faring through. Don't forget to check out the pinned comment and the video description for the links. We have the playlist with the rest of the videos, wiki link, Discord link, and other useful links. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to promote the video in YouTube algorithm and help me to create more content like that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.